This Thundurus-Therian set will absolutely blow you away. It really threw me off. Can't wait for you guys to see this. Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having a battle versus Scorpion from the Discord server in the OU tier. Scorpion's actually the assistant coach for my team, the Wolverhampton Weavars in the GBA, so go check him out. There's a link in the description down below. He's a brilliant battler, honest to God. Best team builder battler I've actually experienced in a long time. Very good player. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Alright, Scorpion has brought a very powerful looking team. They got a Thundurus-Therian, a Hisuian Goodra, Cinderace, Landorus-Therian, Iron Valiant, and a King Gambit. So the King Gambit is a big threat. We've got to make sure we keep Great Stripe alive for that. Sizzle can actually handle it as well pretty well. Sizzle's going to be great for the Iron Valiant as well. And hitting that Hisuian Goodra with close combat is going to be very useful. Gyarados, on the other hand, probably could do some damage. I mean, that King Gambit's going to get left till last with the Supreme Overlord, no doubt. I think I want to lead off with the Cresselia and get the screens up straight away. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. They don't have a defogger, but they do have a potential course changer in Cinderace. So do I really want to set up screens right now? And the battle begins, so Scorpion's going to lead off with the Thundurus as we led off with the Cresselia. So it's not a bad matchup right off the bat. Definitely not a bad matchup right off the bat. So what we can probably do is expect them to go for a Volt Switch here, and we can go for a Thunder Wave. That way we can potentially catch the Cinderace or the King Gambit or something like that on the Switch. Cinderace might be coming in to stop us from going for a Light Screen and Reflect. So I think if we go for a Thunder Wave here, we're probably safe to do so. If we don't, it's not like they can really touch us, so let's go for a Thunder Wave real quick. Like I said, Thundurus can't touch us. They're probably going to Volt Switch here. So they do go for a Volt Switch as expected, which is great for us because it means they're going to go into something which is going to get paralyzed unless they go into Lando-T. If they go Lando-T, fair enough. If they go Cinderace, then we have got a good paralysis situation going on right now, and we'll be off to a good start because that's one of the fastest Pokemon on their team. In comes the Cinderace, which is great. Cinderace comes right in. Gets the Thunder Wave to the face, which is great. Paralyzing the Cinderace is going to be very important later on down the line. That's for sure. So what we can do now is, now that we've got this Cinderace all paralyzed and stuff, we can go to Rotom, or we can go straight into Landorus. I kind of want to preserve Landorus as best as I can, so I think I'm going to go Gyarados. Gyarados seems like a solid one. They probably go for a Libero U-turn here, which is going to do a lot of damage to the Cresselia, which is fine because we're going to go into Rampage real quick, the Gyarados. There we go, to take any hit the team wants to throw at us. U-turn is not Libero, which is interesting to note, as they are going to go back. So Scorpion's not bringing Libero Cinderace. That's interesting. So I imagine that's so they can keep the stab on the Pyro Ball if they have to court change. So in comes Thundurus. Now this is a problem. This is a real problem. So we have got Tera Ground. Tera Ground's going to be really clutch right now if we can pull it off. So I think I will go for the Tera Ground Dragon Dance, and I'm assuming they're Choice Scarfed or Choice Specs because that Volt Switch did a lot of damage to my Cresselia, and my Cresselia is actually specially defensive, so I'm guessing they're Choice Specs. So if we can catch this one and get 2 Dragon Dances off, that'd be absolutely amazing. Let's do it. Let's go Tera Ground Dragon Dance. Let's go Tera Ground Dragon Dance real quick, expecting them to... Oh, they Tera themselves! Please don't read my Tera Ground Gyarados. Do not read it. Tera Flying. Okay. So they go with the Tera Flying, which is interesting. Are they going to have Tera Blast? As we Tera into a ground type, so not the worst matchup in the world, but I feel like they're expecting Tera Grass, which is why they're Tera Flying to go for the Tera Blast. And if they do that, that's pretty good. Pretty good play. So we'll just go ahead and get our Dragon Dance up, as they do go for a Tera Blast, which is going to hurt. It's going to sting. It is going to sting, but we know it's Choice Specs. Wow. Outplayed. Completely outplayed. Gyarados went down. Really thought we had the Thundurus there. Really thought we had the Thundurus there. But definitely Choice Specs, though. That's one thing we know for sure. And Rotom's probably the best option here. So, or Gengar. Gengar's a good option. Yeah, Gengar's a good option. Do we need Gengar for anything else? Not really. Let's go for Gengar. Going for Gengar. So there we go. Gengar's going to come in. And we should be outspeeding this Thundurus. No problems there. So let's go ahead and go straight for a Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb should do more than Shadow Ball. And yep, that's correct. So we go for that. They do withdraw the Thundurus. Are they going to go Goodra here? Goodra would make sense. Yeah, Goodra comes in. Completely outclassing. And this is why Scorpion's my assistant coach for the GBA, because he's a brilliant battler, brilliant team builder, really cool sets. Gotta love it, gotta love it. So we've got no switch-ins at all except from the Cresselia. So I'm gonna go Cresselia real quick to take any hit this thing wants to throw at us. And now that we know it's a choice spexed Thundurus-Therian, we have to be very careful, because the minute it gets a free switch in, it gets a KO. The minute it gets a free switch in, it gets a KO. So we'll go Lunaris real quick. Flash Cannon comes through. That's going to do decent damage. It gets a critical hit, which is unfortunate. As now, if they've got a U-turn on the Cinderace with no Libera, they've got to be court change, right? So if we assume they're going to go for a Draco right now, I say we go for a light screen anyway. No, because they're just going to court change straight away. I don't want to get the screens up because that court change Cinderace is the thing. I'm going to go for a Psychic. They do withdraw, expecting the screens more than likely, and they're going to go into Cinderace. So Cinderace comes in. Nice and powerful, nice and paralyzed. We go for a Psychic instead, expecting the switch, which is great. Does minimal damage, which is unfortunate. They can go for a U-turn now and get damage off if they want to. I'm just going to let Cresselia go down to a potential U-turn and go for a Psychic. Screw it, let's get some damage off on the Cinderace at this point, you know? So the Cinderace goes for the U-turn. That's going to KO. Oh, it doesn't KO. It doesn't KO because the Libera is not there. Interesting. So let's see what this Cinderace does. Thundurus comes in. So we kind of have to stay in against this Thundurus. We kind of have to, because we can't switch anything in. So let's go for a Psychic real quick. They do go for a Tera Blast. Tera Blast is going to do a lot of damage. Definitely going to KO our Cresselia. There we go. Cresselia goes down. We've not made a single KO yet, and they've KO'd, what, 2 of our Pokemon now? We're going to have to start making some plays here. We're really going to have to start making some plays. So I'm feeling Scizor. I'm feeling Scizor, but that baits in the Landorus-Therian. I'm also feeling the Gengar, but that baits in the Goodra. I'm feeling the Rotom, but we can't Volt Switch because that's Volt Absorb. We can Overheat, which will do a lot of damage to pretty much everything on the team except from the Cinderace and the Goodra to an extent. So, with that in mind, let's go Rotom. We bait in the Goodra. We Choice Scarf it we trick it a Choice Scarf, like so. And if they don't switch out here and they actually go for another attacking move, I'd be very surprised. So they do withdraw the Thundurus, which is great. And are they going to go Goodra? Goodra comes in. We're going to trick it a nice Choice Scarf real quick. This Choice Scarf is pretty much useless on a Goodra because it's like they're usually bulky for a start. So let's see what item we get in return. Probably an Assault Vest, right? So they got a Choice Scarf. We got a Assault Vest. So we can definitely take a hit from this thing, no problem now. I'm going to go straight for a Volt Switch just to get on out of there. They probably attack us first if they're Choice Scarfed. No, we still outspeed them. So it is a very useless Choice Scarf to have on that thing. So they probably go for a Draco here, in which case I might have been better off staying in. But I'm going to go Scizor. If they read the Scizor read and go for a Fire move, I'm going to be very disappointed. They go for a Draco Meteor, which is great. That's going to do minimal damage to Scizor. We do eat up like a champ. There we go. And now we bait in the Landorus, so we go for a U-turn. They do withdraw the Goodra. Are they going to go Landorus? Landorus is the best switch in. Yeah, Landorus comes in. Landorus comes in. Nice and powerful. Gotta love it. Gets the Intimidate off. Let's see if it's Rocky Helmet or not. If it's not Rocky Helmet, it's probably Scarfed. It is Rocky Helmet, which is good to know because it means we're going to outspeed it with certain things. So that's great to know. Great to know. So Landorus is in. We can now go Gengar if we want to. We can go Gengar if we want to and get us some nasty plots. Maybe that's a good idea. Or we could go our own Landorus, get some Stealth Rocks up. Stealth Rocks would be good. Stealth Rocks would be pointless, I think, because they've probably got boots on the Cinderace. We know the Choice Specs land. I want to keep the Landorus for the King Gambit. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I think we go into Rotom here. And we go for an Overheat. I think that's the play. So let's go for that Overheat real quick. Let's go for that Overheat real quick and get some damage off on the Landorus-Therian. So there's the Overheat. Should do a nice chunk of damage to the Landorus. Nearly gets the KO, which is cool. Special attack does harshly fall as they're able to go for a Stealth Rock. So I'm starting to think they're not Court Change Cinderace anymore. I'm starting to think they're just heavy duty boots on everything. So anyway, let's go for another overheat. If they switch into Goodra here, which they probably do, it eats it up like it's nothing. They don't, they stay in. We go for an overheat. They avoid the attack, and they go for a U-turn. So we could have got a KO on the Landorus there. I'm pretty sure it would have still KO'd even after the special attack drop, but it is what it is. The Landorus goes back to Scorpion. And we're going to see some switcheroos into whatever they want to go into, really. Thundurus comes in. So Thundurus is choice specs, as we know. They're probably going to try and land a nice and powerful attack on us. I'm thinking we don't have a switch in at all. So we need to go for an overheat here. So they go for a Tera Blast, which is going to be flying type. We do have an Assault Vest now, and we are resistant to this. So it's not 2-hit KO, which is great. We go for another overheat. Just trying to get damage off on this Thundurus. There we go. Thundurus is going to get some damage to it. As now, we can go for another overheat safely. As they do withdraw the Thundurus now. And they're going to go into what, Goodra? Iron Valiant. Interesting choice. So they bring the Iron Valiant in. Booster Energy is going to pop, which is going to give them a nice and powerful speed boost, I'm guessing. Yeah, speed was heightened. As then we go for an overheat. Still does a decent, respectable amount of damage. A respectable amount of damage. We're going to go for a Volt Switch now, just in case, because if they're physical, we're kind of screwed. So they go for close combat with physical. We are kind of screwed to the Iron Valiant right now. So defense drops are nice. And the fact that they can't Terra is nice, because it means we can just bring in Scizor now. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to let Rotom go down. And I'm going to go into Scizor real quick. We could still potentially pull this back with Gengar if we can get rid of the Iron Valiant. And the King Gambit. We've got Landorus for King Gambit. I'm still holding up hope right now. So I say we go for a Bullet Punch. I think Bullet Punch 2-hit KOs the Thundurus. Cinderace does not want to take a close combat. Goodra doesn't want to take a close combat. Landorus can come in freely. They're probably going to go Landorus, right? Probably. But Landorus is on death's door. So let's see how much damage this does. So Landorus is coming in. Gets the Intimidate off, which is a pain. And we go for a Bullet Punch. Hopefully it's a 2-hit KO from there. It is a 2-hit KO from there, which is great. We have the Punching Glove, so no Rocky Helmet damage. Good to note. I forgot about that. Bullet Punch comes through again. See, for those saying I shouldn't wear Punching Glove and I should have Metal Coat, this is exactly why we have Punching Glove. No Rocky Helmet damage. The Rocky Helmet would have taken us out. It would have taken us out already. So Landorus goes down to the Scizor, which is great. Goodra comes in. So Goodra is a bit of a problem here. Goodra is a bit of a problem. So we've got options. We can let Scizor go down after a Defog, but they Choice Scarf, so they probably outspeed us. We got to try and defog away these Stealth Rocks, otherwise Gengar can't do anything. So let's go for the defog. They go for a Flamethrower, they do outspeed us. Scizor goes down, which is unfortunate. But Gengar can take a hit. Well, we don't need Gengar to take a hit because we've got Landorus. So let's go Landorus real quick. We'll go into the Great Stripe. Nice and shiny, gotta love it. Pointer Stones are going to dig in, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. Now we go straight for a Stealth Rock of our own. Could be useful. Let's go for a Stealth Rock of our own. They do withdraw the Goodra because they don't want to get hit by an Earthquake. And they're going to go into the Thundurus probably. Cinderace comes in. So Cinderace comes in straight away. As a sack play, I'm guessing. We get the Stealth Rocks up. Nice and free Stealth Rocks. Gotta love it. Now the Thundurus is going to take some damage when it comes in because we know it's choice specs. Now we go for an Earthquake and get rid of the Cinderace. There we go. Earthquake comes through. Cinderace goes down. Well played by my opponent there. Sack play. Makes sense because the Cinderace is paralyzed. It can't really do anything to the rest of the squad. If it had Sucker Punch, it'd be useful against the Gengar, but I don't think it does. So in comes Thundurus. Now, this is where things get tricky. So, tricky indeed. Can Landorus live? We need Landorus to live, and we need to go for a U-turn. It's the only way we win this. We go for a U-turn. They go for a Tera Blast. We need to live this. I don't think Landorus lives this, though. We don't live. We don't live it. So that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Gonna go Gengar now. Gengar outspeeds and KOs the Thundurus, which is great. So they've had us on the ropes the entire game. Can Gengar pull this back? I don't think it can. I really don't think it can. I think we go for a Sludge Bomb just to KO this Thundurus, and then they just bring in King Gambit and go from there. I'm pretty sure that's how this goes. So they do withdraw the Thundurus. They're trying to preserve as much as they can. And they're going to go King Gambit. There we go. King Gambit comes in. No reason not to. Nice and shiny as well. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Supreme Overlord comes through. And they've got an Air Balloon as well. So they're an Air Balloon King Gambit. No Tera Flying, just Air Balloon. Now we just go for a Nasty Plot just in case they Sucker Punch. But they didn't Sucker Punch, it looks like. They've gone for a Kowtow Cleave. They know they can live a Focus Blast. No, they can't live. No, wait, no. Yeah, what if I went for a Focus Blast there? He knew I was going to go for a Nasty Plot to go the Sucker Punch. He just knew it. Anyway, GG Scorpion, that was a pretty fun game. Really, really fun game. Really put me on the ropes and really showed me that I still have a lot to learn when it comes to battling. Still have a lot to learn. So GG Scorpion, that was really fun. Really cool team on my opponent's behalf. Really well played. Again, go check out Scorpion because he's the coach. He's the assistant coach of my team, the Wolverhampton Weavils in the GBA. He's a brilliant battler. Definitely go check him out. With that being said, thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.